To Rico Love, thank you so much for coming all the way. Being that the Grammys next week, so I know they did it in LA, but you had to stop through to come see us. Thank you so much to the Queen herself, young Livianka, who just got nominated for the Brit Awards a few days ago and won the BET, so yes. So thank you all for having us here. I'm very excited to be here. It's the second anniversary of the Afrozons Pre-Grammy party. We do this to celebrate the culture. We do this to stay relevant. And we love what we do. Shall I go into more depth? I'll wait till you come back to me.
Oh yes, I'll come back. I'll come back to you in a short while. Rico, for anyone who's ever played an African song, a Nigerian song, who's shared with your friends, who's danced to it, you've played it on your story, this is for you. This is the reason we're here, to celebrate African music, Nigerian music, and more importantly, the forerunners who in the States who make all of those great impacts. Afrozons, first, I have to introduce her properly. She's the CEO of Afrozons and also a broadcaster, a host, phenomenal lady who sings Afrobeats in every breath as she goes. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Sheila O. Sheila, wherever Sheila goes, she speaks about Afrobeats, literally. She shares new music with everyone, everywhere, and just happy to have you here in Nigeria to do this. Also on the panel is a man who's beyond the designation I see here on the paper. He's a singer, he's a songwriter, he's worked with some of the best people in the world. He likes water, he believes water can solve everything. Ladies and gentlemen, Rico Love, the chairman of Grammy Black Music Collective. Also on the panel is from family, is in-house. He knows exactly why Heineken is partnering on this project. He's a senior brand manager, Premium Brands Nigerian Brewers. Ladies and gentlemen, Kolawole Akintimei.
With this partnership, then get into music, and then start to open up the brand to even younger consumers. Try to make Heineken relevant in their day-to-day lives. Try to show true, authentic interest in the passion point.
Just music, indeed. Talking about music, Livianka is definitely an integral part of music right now. Tell me, you've obviously had great success with your song, People. It's known all across the world, well recognized. You've collaborated with Nigerian artists, but now that you're in Nigeria, who else would you love to collaborate with here? Anyone? Because I could make the call, you know what I'm saying?
The list is long.
Okay.
I love Let It Go.
Oh, Let It Go is really good.
I love times. I know she was not going to live, but I would love to work with her. And there's a lot of artists where like it's just a vibe for me, really. Like if you can bear your soul on the track, I want to work with you. It's not about anything else. If I can feel your soul through it, I want to work with you. So the more I listen to music and the more that I get into the hub, the more people I want to work with. Because I get to see more experience. Yeah.
Absolutely, well said. Thank you so much, Livianka.
Our platform is just to keep creating new music, making sure that when we play the song, we move to iHeart or any of the other platforms, we bring the brand new ones. Because those guys will keep playing the same song over and over again. And that's what we don't do. I'll be looking for the brand new talents to make sure that the genre stays alive. So that's what I'm looking to think when they think of Afrozons.
Absolutely. Come on, put your hands together for us. People represent us all across the world. That's great. Go to Rico now, Rico Love. Rico, tell us, this category has been...
Well, I want people to understand that F was playing the party. You can have a party anywhere in the world. You can just come down and have a good time. But this is more than a party. It's a celebration. It's also being called to the table. It's the Grammys created this category for us, saying, you know what, you guys are going to have your own category, Best African Performance. It doesn't mean, the Grammys is not saying that, oh, you can't come under other categories. For example, Bernie has 4 different categories, so it's just having that Best African categories gives room for the guys that are not as big as the current giants we have right now. There's so many of them, permeating the globe and leading the movement. So I want people to understand what this celebration means, that any child who's listening to me right now, a 14-year-old, 13, 12, a child 10, anyone who's into music, I want them to know that it's possible, you know, that their careers can actually blossom to something else. So that's what the effort of this party is. And to bring that efforts to life, it was important for us to honor the greats that came before us. Because before me, there were people that were doing shows. I know that Ben Bruce was doing shows when I was a baby. You know what I mean? With Shalom and Co. Before I came up with working with Nigerian Beauties for Star Mega Jam and Co. So it's important that we honor the greats. So at the party tonight, we will be honoring the greats. There's a legacy award that Heineken is giving in honor of its 150th year, you know, supporting this Afrozons Pre-Grammy party. For example, King Sunny Ade will be at the party today. He's a king. He was the first ever Nigerian to be nominated in 1984. Can you imagine? I mean, that is King Sunny Ade. And of course, we're also going to honor Fela Kuti. I mean, postmortem. Afrobeat is from Fela Kuti. Without him, what are we all talking about here? Yes, we funkified it and put an S after it, you know what I mean? But he is the king and he pioneered this movement that we now have a category today. And then lastly, we're also going to honor Femi Kuti. Femi Kuti, I think he has the highest nomination so far, you know, until we see what Bonner does, you know what I mean? So there's a lot gonna happen. We have live performances. LaBianca is coming with her friends. And she's gonna be performing live, so that's gonna happen with LaBianca. Her friends are major A-list international, I'm not gonna say African artists, they're of African descent, but they're international stars.
Come on, tell me about it.
Some of them are actually nominees, so they'll be performing as well. There's just gonna be so much side attractions, enough Heineken to drink, enough food to eat, and Sheila O and Dari Atalante will be hosting.
Come on now, put chairs together for
just about everyone else. What more can Americans do within the next 2 years, 1 year, in Lagos, in Nigeria, the hub of this culture? Are we thinking of some sort of support for the creative class locally, beyond the ones who cross over and join the Afrobeats to the world movement? That's to show seriousness that the Grammy cares about us. And also, when are we getting our Lagos chapter?
So that's a discussion that's been heavy as far as more chapters. There's been, you know, it's some internal things that I can't really speak about in regards to that. But what I can say is, if everyone was to go to the Grammys.com, click that icon in the left corner, when it comes down, it says membership. If we can get more members, if we can get our membership to grow, then we can have a real true conversation. It's the same with the categories, right? So if we introduce a new category and then we don't have many people put their songs in for the category, then the categories would die, right? Same with any type of visibility of voices. We need to make sure that there are active voting members doing their part to make sure their voices are heard. Now, if it's an influx of voting members, how could you not start entertaining the option or the conversation about a chapter? So I think first things first, to start educating people on how they can become members, how they can become voting members, making sure the genre thrives, and that the award is getting the recognition and the energy it deserves, not just because it's there, but because it's huge support, submissions, and voting members will support it. I think after that, we can discuss about chapter, we'll have more of an argument, we're sitting at the table.
And generally for any artists in the world that look forward to getting the Grammys, but having this category for African music, how impactful, how important do you think this is?
I think visibility is the best way to educate. So when you put this category on television, when you put it in front of people, the large demographic, it's an opportunity to educate them that this exists. And not only does this exist, but many more artists and many more genres exist in this region and around the world and are represented. So we want to make sure we do our part in shining a light on it and saying this is the first step. It's the most powerful genre in the world, so it's impossible for us not to represent it and give it its own platform. And in doing so, we're educating a large part of the world who hear the music but don't understand and recognize the culture or respect, to give respect or honor to the culture, giving them an opportunity to do so. And it's not just because people don't want to. Sometimes ignorance is bliss. So when you don't know, it's like, it's okay, I'm okay with not knowing. So now we're going to make it so that not only are you going to be able to enjoy the song, but you're going to be able to recognize, give honor and respect that's due to the artists of making these records to honor them in their own light and not bunch them in a large group and kind of separated. And there'll be more. There'll be more as time goes on because the genre's continuing to grow. So it's just a step in the right direction.
Step in the right direction certainly works for me. Color?